We welcome you back to the Augusta Civic Center as we get set for the second game of our doubleheader here on Munzing Media and the UMA Moose live stream site. Rob Munzing, Nate Munzing. Brittany Bourgeois running our camera here for us tonight. Central Maine Community College at 8-0 on the season. 3-0 in the league in the YSCC, the University of Maine at Augusta. They come in at 1-7 on the season, 1-2 in the YSCC. Well, Nate, Central Maine Community College comes in here undefeated. A big, solid lineup, as always, for them. Multi-talented cast of characters. UMA will be up against a deep bench here by Central Maine Community College, Maine Augusta. A short bench tonight, 7-8 guys, so that'll be a deciding factor in this one here. It'll be the depth of the Mustangs. We'll see how the Jim Ford Troopers can hang in there here. Jim Ford in his 9th season. Warren Newton is the assistant coach in his 2nd season. Warren also the fine athletic director here at UMA, helping us out, making things work well for us. We'll get the starters here.
Number 11, Louis Medina. Number 22, Kalen Lincoln. Number 30, Tim Flanagan. And number 31, Colton Biggie-House. Mustangs coached by Dave Gagne, assisted by Pat Days.
Dave Gagne, the coach for Central Maine Community College. Dave also the athletic director.
Number 3, 6'3" junior from Troy, New York, Jesse Smith.
Jesse Smith out of Troy, New York, starts for the Moose.
Number 15, 6'5" junior from Turlock, California, Brandon Rogers.
Brandon Rogers out of Turlock, California.
6'7" freshman from Whitefield, Maine, Caleb McGuire.
Caleb McGuire, the 6'7" freshman.
Garrett Alley.
Garrett Alley out of Union.
6'1" sophomore from Clinton, Maine, Keith Chesley.
And Keith Chesley out of Clinton, Maine, played his high school basketball at Lawrence. You heard from Brandon Rogers and Keith Chesley. If you watch the girls' game, they were on at women's game. If you watch them, they were on at halftime. We'll have Jamie Plummer will be on at halftime, as well as her teammate, Courtney Jicks. No national anthem, so we'll be set to go right to it here. Rob Munzing, Nate Munzing, join you for the call here from the Augusta Civic Center. UMaine Moose in their home whites. Central Maine Community College Mustang in their red. And they have the first possession of the game. Steal by the Moose. They'll set up. This is Jesse Smith out front. Got it tipped away. Mustangs on the charge. Stop and pop by Lincoln, didn't go. Rebounds put back up, wouldn't get down there for Cummings. They'll fight for it. Medina, yes.
Nice touch off the glass there.
Medina out of Hartford, Connecticut. Long pass down. This is Rogers, got it now. Brandon looks for help. Got an alley, got fouled.
I like Alley going up strong there. He had two Central Maine guys on his back and was able to get the ball up at least over the rim. I didn't even think he was going to get the shot off.
Alley will get two. You'll see a lot of Garrett on the floor, and when we take timeouts, Garrett's featured on one of our wonderful UMA ads that we're running here this year. Talks about his choice of UMA. Great fit for Garrett. Be a great fit for you, too. So, 2-2, just underway. Pop. Caleb McGuire. Caleb, good size, 6'7", out of Whitefield. On the baseline, and a block called on the baseline. Be on the floor, not shooting.
Good job by Central Maine. They rotate the ball around and get the defense to have to come over to them. We got them out of position there and drew the foul.
Nate, with the short bench that Coach Ford has, boy, you've got to keep guys out of foul trouble.
Yeah, it's really imperative here. And I think part of it, Coach knows that. And I think for the majority of the time this season, they're going to be just playing zone defense, a simple 2-3. Big rejection there.
Well, that was nicely rejected by Lincoln. Jalen Lincoln went up. Rejected. I think it was Rogers came across. (4-2). Moose up early. Lincoln got it outside. Medina. Holes. Cutter. Travel.
I like what UMA is doing so far. I mean, a lot of the times when people run in or teams are running a 2-3 zone, they kind of sit back on their heels a little bit. But UMA's doing a really good job of extending out the offense and making them have the ball further off the perimeter. I mean, the further you're off of that three-point line, the less of a chance you're going to get a solid shot.
Jesse Smith tried to hit the long one. They had to chase that one down. It was headed up to Keith Chesley's house up 95. Medina's got both baskets. Again, they tried to hit the sneak away, not able to do it. Brandon Rogers tried to track it down.
Yeah, just a little bit too far out of his region. We were talking in the girls' game. I thought they should have done more of this.
Yes.
Where they try and extend that pressure or breaking the zone by just throwing the ball down the other side of the court and really extending the defense.
Cummings missed for the Mustangs, but they've got to steal back. Ahead it goes to Medina. Lewis Medina, nice
great.
behind-the-back pass. Will it finish? No, it wouldn't get down for Cummings. And it's going to be UMA basketball. Boy, that was a nice behind-the-back pass, but not able to get finished.
It was a great pass, and it put him in a great spot.
It truly did.
to score. I can't believe Cummings wasn't able to put that home.
Well, Cummings went with the floater rather than getting off the side and glassing it. I think he might have got caught a little bit flat-footed there. Yeah, so UMA's running somebody ahead. Chesley was ahead of the pack that time. They tried to do it. Alley, yes.
Number 23, Garrett Alley.
Garrett was open at the free throw line and knocked it down. Corner shot for three. That'll get up and down.
3-point goal by number 22, Jalen Lincoln.
Jalen Lincoln on the three. It's a good way to break that zone down. There goes the pass ahead to Chesley. Here comes Keith. He goes hard, goes strong, goes home. Pretty pass. Well, you can see the strategy, Nate. You hit it early. UMA wants to get out, singularly run. They're releasing somebody on every shot. Comes down into Cummings. Cummings got it off to Medina, put it home, off the glass.
Number 11, Luis Medina.
So Medina's been the big scorer here so far. They go deep again. That's going to the refreshment stand. They try to hit Rogers.
Here's my guess. I think Jesse Smith might have played a little quarterback in high school. It's funny, we're just coming off our football season.
Exactly.
It seems like we're playing a little bit of pass.
Yeah, I got to call the post pad. While we get timeout on the floor, we'll take the timeout back. More basketball after this.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
University of Maine at Augusta sponsors Suntan City, KDT Towing and Repair out of Augusta, Maine, and the Maine National Guard. You just saw their ad. Maine Athletics thanks them for their participation and sponsorship. 9-8. You see the scoreboard. Ahead of the pack, Smith, Jesse, Yessie.
Basket by number 3, Jesse Smith.
Comes Medina. Medina's been hot. Clanks at that time. Cummings kept it alive. Medina, nice pass, but it went right to Rogers. Now ahead of the pack is Smith. Stop, pop, good.
By number 3, Jesse Smith.
Well, right now it seems to be working awfully well for the UMA Moose to go ahead and push the ball.
Exactly.
But you got to, at some point, you got to draw off because you just don't have the depth on the bench to be able to bring multiple people in to keep fresh legs.
But it's been like one man breaking. Everybody else stays back. And, boy, that's a way to get a little rest for the other guys, too, because they're not down half court, running around, running through picks, stuff like that. So, great strategy by Coach Ford. I love it. And as we said, it reminds us of football season. Chesley with a 3.
Three-point goal by number 30, Keith Chesley.
So, Keith went downtown. 14. I'm going to check our scoreboard because
Yeah,
I don't think it's right. 15-11. UMA scoreboard says 14-14. Very generous, but
His first, team second.
Central Maine Community College is undefeated. They don't need this help. It's 15-11. They'll get it fixed. Of course, you don't see it at home because you see the scoreboard we're putting at home. We're referring to the scoreboard here at the Augusta Civic Center. But they've got 14. See if they get it squared away. They will. Now they've got it. You know, if you've ever run a scoreboard like in a game or something like that, you know, everybody comes right out of that seat. They come unglued. They start yelling at the poor scoreboard. Lots of times it's kids in middle school games and they're like 12 years old and they start crying and they, you know, they go home. So don't yell at the scorekeepers. They try to do the best they can. I think Jim Ford be happy with this start.
Yeah, so far so good. And like you said before, Rob, that I like Coach Ford's game plan. Go ahead, push it if you can, with maybe one potential guy going deep. But after that, I mean, you're not rushing 3 or 4, even 5 guys down at one time to really tire them out. So
yeah, it's not like a full frontal
No.
assault. It's more of it's more what that guy used to do that everybody hated in pickup basketball. You know, the basket hanger guy sometimes that never played any defense. These guys play defense, but then what they're doing is they're releasing a little bit because they're getting a pretty good job off the board with McGuire and Rogers and those guys. Comes inside.
and they're doing a really good job with spacing. I think it's one of the things
Yeah.
that may be overlooked in basketball a lot is proper spacing. I mean, you need room to move, but a lot of the times what ends up happening, we saw it in the girls' game a little bit earlier, is that it gets so congested you can't even dribble around. So what do you need to do? You got to extend the field out a little bit on the court and be able to get some lanes for people to move in for your point guards to be able to dribble the ball in open space a little bit to be able to go ahead and break press.
Garrett Ellie, the 6'5 junior, out of Union, Madonic Valley. Runner home. That was a nice finish that time. An off-balance finish that time. That was James Pina. 16-13. Semedo with the rebound. Now it comes back outside. He'll pop. He's got it.
That's too bad because McGuire had kind of forced that shot there, and it turns over into a three-point play for Central Maine.
And a quick run here. Boy, UMA catches a break there, don't they, Nate?
I
Two
can't
guys
believe he
with
couldn't get that in.
back-to-back put-ins. Possession arrow is going to favor the Moose. So wow. Here comes the pressure by the Stanks. Jesse Smith with it. Here comes Jesse. Jesse out of Troy, New York. Entry, Chesley, all the way across. Here's that spacing Nate talked about. It rimmed. Alley has been active so far today, but Garrett couldn't get that one to fall. Come the Stanks. Dished ahead. Way deep underneath. No angle. Smith gets the rebound. Rogers was ahead of the pack. Now the ball's loose, still loose. Who's got it? They're on the floor. Smith does a nice job of getting it loose. Rogers back outside the Chesley. He's got a three, but didn't take that one. There's a three popped outside and home. Is that Welch on that one?
McGuire.
McGuire, okay.
And it just kind of it's shocking in a way. UMA playing kind of at this frantic pace, but it doesn't seem frantic to them. They're doing a really good job of hustling and making plays, which turn over into a good offensive possession for them.
Well, 30-second timeout. We'll come back after this message.
Stagnating in my job. I wanted to study computer science. I looked at other programs, both online and in the state. UMA was very affordable, fit my budget, fit my schedule. It's really geared towards a working person. The support was just amazing. I once emailed a professor on a Saturday night, and she called me back on a Sunday morning. That's UMA. I found what I really wanted for a career. I never would have done it without UMA. I am a very happy geek.
Rob Unsing, Nate Munson, we welcome you back here at Augusta Civic Center. Moose basketball. 1916, the elite. Underneath, Rogers. Yes. Good pass by Smith. Good vision and threads the ball in there. We'll have to find out from Jesse what his background is. Our Nate Munson, who's played some football in his career. Jesse
he's got good vision. I mean,
he does. He really
he's just missed those guys earlier. Threw the ball a little bit long. But and again, if folks are not familiar with the Augusta Civic Center, they don't draw the bleachers all the way down to the court, so there's a lot of open space here. So I mean, that does factor in on depth perception and shooting and passing and the whole gamut.
Well, that could have been a factor right there. Smith to inbound. Just joining us, UMA in white. Keith Chesley holds, gets harassed, looks for help. He's got a dribble. And let's see, that was tipped, but I'm not sure where it was tipped. Doug Burton says it was tipped by White, so it is red basketball. Lewis Medina to inbound here. I think Jim Ford's saying, hey, listen, you had it right. Wait a minute, let's talk about it. Let's have
they did in conference, and they usually get together. So,
yeah, I think
break for
that's what
Central
Coach
Maine.
Ford was looking for. That's a bump. Going to be on Rogers, is it?
It is.
It's going to be third team foul. Brandon Rogers' first foul. Gazray Cummings, the freshman out of Warwick, Rhode Island. That's the first one. We have a total of 12 games, I think, this season here, Nate, right? We're doing 12 games.
Yep.
UMA. First two. Double headers. Looking deep, but now they come short. Comes back to Smith, and it goes to the bench. And somebody in red's got it, but he's on the bench, so it's out of bounds off of UMA. Almost a steal. Now it's loose. Comes in underneath. Now it's loose again. It's going to go out. I think it's off Cummings, so it'll be Moose basketball.
Yeah, I think UMA is doing a great job right now of getting to the ball, and what I mean by that is getting their hand in passing lanes. And when it seems as though Central Maine right now, when they're collecting the pass, they're bringing the ball down. And UMA is doing a really good job of going ahead and getting a hand in there and really disrupting the flow and preventing the dribble.
Conyers called on the foul. Tiki out of Albany, New York. He's a freshman, 6'1". No, 4. He's a sophomore, sorry. (21-18) you see on the scoreboard. (21-19), 2-point lead here for the Moose. Conyers threw it away, but Alley got it. Smith, net, 3 ball.
Pretty shot. Smith's got a nice shot.
And now a steal. Rogers. Alley's ahead. Puts the shoulder down, makes room for himself. Conyers goes up. He gets fouled.
Yeah, Garrett does a very good job of doing what you just said. he doesn't do it. It's not a legal move. He's just very strong upper body. And
He is.
He has a really, I guess, tough forward lean, if you will. He doesn't really lower his shoulder per se and get a lot of room, but he does do a good job of leaning into the defender and making room for himself. At least get the shot off.
You know, that lean in and then back off a little bit creates some shooting space. I had a nice finish.
Well, I thought they would have had goaltending
almost
there.
goaltending, yeah. I was wondering about that. Smith's open. He's just hit a 3. He'll take it hard this time. Runner. No. Underneath. Pulled away by Cummings. The Mustangs come. Medina, nice pass. Boy, he's a good passer. Cummings has got it. He can't get it home. Medina's got it back. He got it to Cummings. Alley challenged him. Good strong rebound that time. Pulled down by McGuire. Rogers looking for help. McGuire. Rogers goes. Smith with a 3. No. Rebounds. Medina. Head of the pack, all alone, and up and 2. That was Jared Lincoln. Allen's got it. Smith. Smith. Fall away. Tough shot. Out the ball comes fast. Lincoln underneath. And it's a little ragged. It's back and forth and ragged.
Yeah, this is UMA's got to really take the ball here and just collect themselves offensively. And one, they're not going to have the endurance to be able to continue to this on multiple possessions.
Right.
And two, you know, they hadn't really gotten a good shot in a couple possessions either. That was a good one.
Rogers gets a good one. He got a good follow. Oh, it lips out. He's got 3 for quarter.
You know, and that's one of those shots you're expecting contact.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't receive it, so you don't make the adjustment. You're thinking opposite of what occurs, and it's early in the season too. I mean, you'll get a better feel for being around the basket and contact and everything like that as the season progresses.
10:28 left, as you see on the clock. We've implemented a nice new, we think, cleaner look scoreboard as we've upgraded our Wirecast system that we use to bring you these games with the graphics and all. We think it's a lot cleaner than the one that we had used in the past. If we look at some of the things that we have up from last year, we separated into this year's games. You can go back and watch any of the games that we did last year as well. I think we're a lot smarter this year, too. That's what I'm hearing anyway. Brittany tells us we're smarter, so that's good. Skipped outside. And a little fracas inside. 3-second violation. You see that sometimes. I think getting caught in the paint there a little bit was Pena. 27-23, 4-point lead. Don't forget, if you're just joining us, Central Maine Community College Mustangs undefeated. League play and overall at 8-0, and they play some decent teams.
But you know what, Rob? I feel right now, not only is UMA playing extremely well, but I think they match up really well.
Yeah, they
them
do.
Too.
Yeah.
I think they have some mismatches that they're really taking advantage of right now. I don't know if Central Maine has got an answer for Rogers. He seems to be getting loose quite a bit. He's hit 2 big threes.
Yes, he has.
They're doing a fantastic job of breaking the press. Jesse Smith being kind of the commander-in-chief, if you will, in regards to bringing up the ball. And it hasn't fazed them one bit. I mean, they've had a couple of possessions where they've thrown the ball deep, but that's in trying to attempt to get an open layup.
Welch hits 2.
Fundamentally sound at the foul line. They're doing extremely well there.
Good check out that time by Chesley. This is a sneak away. Welch goes. Can't get it. Rebounds pulled down. They're going to get Chesley on a hold. 15 foul. Oh, that was Conyers. I'm sorry. That's his second. Tiki's off the bench, but he's picked up 2 fouls. Both teams at 5 fouls. Carrington Miller now in the game out of Valley High School in Bingham, Maine. He's a freshman.
UMA just continuing to sit tight in their zone defense, a 2-3 zone, and causing Central Maine to make mistakes.
They're going to conference here because the ball went out, and I bet the ball went out off of UMA, but there was a block. Did they call? What did they call?
They called the jump ball because both officials said they didn't see what happened. I don't know how two officials on the same side going down the court didn't see what was happening at the
Or they had different calls, Nick. Could that possibly be it?
That could be.
You know, they let the contact go, but when the ball goes out of bounds and there was contact, that's a little dicier. You know what I mean? It all works out for UMA anyway if they had been wronged. The basketball gods took care of them on that one. So we move on, which is nice. Chesley, tough shot, got fouled.
And again, UMA continuing to beat the one-on-one matchups. Keith off the dribble there gets a look, and you also see Central Maine is collapsing to the ball, which is opening up things on the perimeter. You saw Rogers hit 2 big threes so far. Jesse Smith with one earlier.
And UMA continues to be really solid from the free throw line. We'll get those stats.
And here's the other thing I really like with Jim Ford right now is his substitutions. He's making a substitution probably every 2.5, 3 minutes or so, at least getting somebody out that he can get somewhat of fresh legs and just get a consistent rotation going. I think that's a really smart job by him.
Colbert with it. He's in trouble. Gets it back out. This is Miller. Got it left side. Miller got it back. Carrington Miller goes. Free throw line. Slips a little bit. Puts a left-handed up. Doesn't get it. Good power rebound by James Pena, and he's going to get fouled and go to the free throw line. The 6'5 sophomore out of Warwick, Rhode Island. Several players out of Warwick. Strong Rhode Island connection here in the Central Maine roster. Cummings is from Warwick as well. UMA roster. Jesse Smith out of Troy, New York. Brandon Rogers out of Turlock, California. Caleb McGuire's Whitefield, Maine. Garrett Alley, Union, Maine. Chesley out of Clinton, Maine. Welch and Connors are both out of Albany, New York. Sneak away. Chesley's got it. Keith goes strong. Got knocked down. No call. They let it go. Does Al Cloutier. I think he was a little off balance. In and out. Won't go. Welch rebound. Head of the pack. Chesley. Alley. Downo.
Well, in that previous possession there, Cummings did a good job of actually not playing the ball. He just sat back and let Chesley think that he was actually going to go up and make some contact.
Josh Thomas out of Lewiston with a 3-ball. 36-28. Knocked away. Stays Moose basketball.
I'd like to see the adjustment here, see if Jesse takes the ball. Yeah, Smith will take the ball out here.
So they get it to McGuire. He got cut off and got stripped. Good strip that time by Sean Hill. Hill's got it. Hill up and home. There's a release. Going to go too far. They tried to hit Welch on the release. 5'9" freshman couldn't run it down. But they've had some success with that, so they have stayed with that. It'll come all the way back down. Red basketball. This is Cummings. Swung around. Popped outside. That didn't get down for Josh Thomas. Off red.
I really like to see how UMA is playing that inbounds. Basically what they're trying to do is Central Maine will inbound the ball to the near side, and it's a quick rotation all the way to the backside to see if they get an open three, but UMA is doing a great job defensively of extending out and contesting any shots to that backside.
Wyatt pops a 3.
3-point goal by number 22, Caleb McGuire.
It's McGuire's second three-pointer from the baseline there. I think that's a shot.
Forced inside to Cummings. He'll finish it. Nice strong finish by Cummings.
And number 1, Cadre Cummings.
Cosray Cummings. 39-32. Good one here. 7 minutes left in the first half. Been an entertaining tilt from the Augusta Civic Center. Glad you're with us on Munzing Media on the UMA Basketball 2013-2014 site. You'll be able to find all the Moose games from the Augusta Civic Center here. Rogers, nice fake. Goes. Can't finish almost. Boy, nice swooping. This is Hill.
Basket number 32, Sean Hill.
Welch got it back to Smith. Smith going to work. McGuire was flashing. He was open for a second. He'll flash now. Welch lost it. Head of the pack is Hill. And wouldn't go down. Hill's had good contributions off the bench for the Mustangs. We told you at the onset that the depth of the Mustangs could come into play, and it really has, as they've got some good contributions off the bench, and Coach Gagne stayed with those kids. Hill being one of them. And we're going to get a 30-second timeout. So we got timeout on the floor. Take the timeout. We'll come back after these messages.
I didn't really think about going to college after high school. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I worked for a marine construction company. Long hours away from home. It just wasn't working with raising my son. UMA offered what I needed. Great professors, a terrific price, and a learning center close to my home. I even played on UMA's basketball team. When I graduated, I got a job right away as a medical lab technician. UMA really helped me achieve my goals in life and in my career. I love UMA. I'm really proud, and so is my son.
We welcome you back here to Augusta Civic Center. Glad you could join us. You're seeing Garrett Alley's ad play for us, and that's terrific. And Garrett's doing a really terrific job out here. Welch away, almost hit him. Couldn't quite get it. Conyers on the sneak away. Tiki almost got it, but couldn't quite corral it in. 3-point lead now here for the Moose. Baseline got shut off, so they kick it back outside. Lincoln all the way over. Got travel, I believe, of 3 seconds. 3-second violation. Here comes the pressure by the Mustangs. They'll break it back to Jesse Smith. Smith's done a good job on his ball handling duties so far tonight, Nate.
He sure has.
Rogers got it doubled and stripped away. It came to Cummings. Off they come Medina. Lewis Medina.
Smith is a great addition to the team because last year we found that UMA suffered a little bit in their press breaking.
Right,
they didn't
exactly.
they didn't have anyone who could just bring the ball up by themselves, and so far Jesse's proven that he can.
They can't dribble through feet.
No.
This is Hill. Got it off. And we're going to get a UMA a timeout. There's going to be a full timeout, so we'll take the full timeout. 5:21 left here. We'll come back after this.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
We remind you that we'll see you again here from the Augusta Civic Center. We'll be on the air next Tuesday night, as there's a doubleheader here, as all these games are doubleheaders. But before that, upcoming games here for the UMA Moose. They'll be at St. Joseph's over in Vermont on the 23rd, as they'll head to upstate New York for that. Then back here on November 26th, that's Tuesday night. That's an 8 o'clock men's start, 6 o'clock women's start for Southern Maine Community College. Then on December 5th, they'll be at Maine Maritime Academy, both teams. And then on the 10th, we will have the University of Maine Machias game. Doubleheader here. And that'll take us into the holiday break. 1 point lead now for the Mustangs. So Jim Ford called the timeout. Settle the troopers down. McGuire threw it to the back court. Nice feed there and finish. Nice touch passes and getting the finish with Sean Hill. Medina gets called on the foul. And we'll be in shooting situation now with 5 minutes and 1 second left here in first half action.
Foul number 11, Luis Medina. That's his third.
Third on Medina, so there's a situation unfolding here for him, and he'll come out. Colbert's in the game. UMA continues to be solid. They haven't shot many free throws lately. They're going to get another one here. Everybody ran down. That was funny. Huh? Looked like a jailbreak. Huh? It's like somebody said the pizza's ready. Oh. Off they go. Caleb McGuire doesn't go. Chesley's got the rebound. It was kept active by Rogers, I believe. Rogers did a good job keeping it active. Keith Chesley got it. He got hip checked into the boards. Ball went out of bounds off of Red, so chance for UMA to tie it with a goal here. Go ahead with a three, and they will go ahead with a three.
3-point goal by number 22, McGuire.
You said McGuire really has that three down along the baseline, Nate. Yeah, he's got that sweet spot.
Yeah, he's money from that position.
Steal. And finish, no, but a foul. I was hoping to grab the... We don't have a 23 on our Central Maine Community roster. So I was hoping when the announcer said whoever it was, I would grab that name. I don't know if Brittany happened to hear it. So that was Cummings with the free throw. We'll get that at halftime. Rings out. White basketball. Colbert was called on the, not a foul, but he touched it last. This is Cummings. And he's got it. 2-point basket. Head of the pack is Rogers. Rogers Duncanstein. 48-45. Getting entertaining. Cummings throws up a wild one. Doesn't go. It's out of bounds. Let's see. It's going to stay red. Well, we've repeated that we like Coach Jim Ford's strategy here to try to grab some, what you may call El Cheapos on the other end. But given his depth, it's perfect strategy. It is absolutely perfect strategy. I love it.
It is. It's great coaching.
You know, you got to look in the cupboard and whatever ingredients you have in there, that's what you make for your meal. Rings out. Contested for the rebound. Who's got it? Head of the pack is Smith. Smith is going to corral it now. It gets doubled. He's going to put it up and get fouled.
Wow, you know that is a great play because he knew that the two defenders were
out of
already
control.
up in the air, out of control, And from our perspective, from everybody in the stands, they're like, what is he doing? But that's a great athletic play on Jesse Smith's part to get them up in the air and just heave it to get three shots at the foul line.
You know, one of the things you ask of your players is to be smart basketball players too, and you hit that, Nate. That's exactly what that was. So Smith can get it down to 1, and he does. But he's going to have another one. He can tie it. That's right, because he was shooting that from the front row of the bleachers. Cool, calm, collected. UMA, we'll get the stats at halftime. They have been unbelievable from the free throw line. I don't know if they got a miss, Nate. Rogers up high. 2-point game. That's going to go off red. Went through the wickets and got a piece of one of the wickets, so it's off red. 3:34 left here in half. Alley coming back in here. Caleb McGuire will get a little bit of a rest. He's been effective. Rogers almost went in. Rogers got it back. He tried to skip it across the alley, but it didn't go. This is Hill. Sean Hill, let's see. A little traveling music, please.
I don't know if that was a travel. I think that there's a new technique that's, well, not new technique, but it's trickled down to the college level ranks. The slow foot, they drag the back leg and let the defender carry on. And I think that's what he was doing there. I don't think that was a travel.
I'd have been all set because I had very slow feet. Alley goes up, can get it home. I was ahead of my time, apparently. Pop outside, won't go. Over the rim, they'll call it out. We're tied at 48, but an entertaining game. We've had 2 entertaining games. At least for the first half of the women's game, it was a 40-38 game at the half, and Central Maine Community College women came out with about a 67-point second half. Because they won that, 66-point second half. They won at 106-73 in the first game of the evening here. Comes the inbound. Chessie's got it, tried to get it ahead. Will that be a backcourt violation? No. No possession?
No possession.
No possession. Athletic moving up and in. That was pretty.
Shot is good by number 3, Chris Amato. Fouls on 23, Darren Alley. Amato line shooting 1.
Fouls on Alley. Second. Samito at the line. Give his team a 3-point lead, 51-48, 2:53 left. Conyers. Skips it right side. Rogers going to hold, come out high. Makes room for himself. Skips it inside to Alley. Alley's going to go up. Tough shot. Tougher shot for Rogers. Possession arrow is where? Red.
Yeah, I think Garrett was a little surprised that the ball came down to him. And he wasn't in the greatest shooting position there, and he made something potentially there out of nothing, but it was a good play for Rogers to get the rebound, and an even better play for Central Maine to get up and
well, we got some discussion here down the side here. As Brittany's showing you on the cam, something going on with the officials. Doug Burden's going to come over the scorer's table. Not sure what we're doing. It's very quiet in here, though, that's for sure. Not sure.
I don't know. Maybe I think they're just verifying that the possession arrow is correct.
3-point lead. Lincoln got it inside to the paint. Wild shot didn't go. Rogers got ahead the chest. Keith back out to Rogers. Brandon looks. Smith got a 3. Big one. Jesse Smith, the junior out of Troy, New York, hit it down, cool, calm, and collected. Lincoln, no. And nice rebound in the action. Sean Hill has been an effective rebounder. Smith. Now it comes to Rogers. He's got a path. He goes hard. Lays it off. Nice finish by Garrett Alley. Boy, that was a nice job by Rogers. Boy, coast to coast that time was Colbert. He's going to be fouled. McGuire's going to check back in the game here for the Moosemen. We're getting something settled here. They're trying to get who's going to go where. Allie will jump in underneath. Chesley also underneath here for the Moose. Xavier Colbert. Puts his team up by 1. This has been a very entertaining and high-scoring first half, Nate. It's 54-53, a minute 39 left here. We got ourselves an old-fashioned, like, 1960s NBA game going on here.
It sure has been up and down the court.
This is awesome.
Well, and the thing we'll have to see in the second half is whether or not UMA can continue to keep this up-tempo pace.
Right. Mustangs with it, and we got travel call. Josh Thomas checks in the game here for the Mustangs. Colbert out. Smith was out of bounds. As they didn't throw him. Now this thing is heaved. Lincoln clings it. Doesn't go. Welch came down the left side. Let's see. I love Coach Ford, don't you? He's just so animated and so true to himself. It's awesome. The guys love him. He's, there's no pretense about it. He lives and dies on each possession. It's awesome. Coach Ford in his 9th season here. Hey, if you don't have passion, go home.
I've played a little basketball against Coach Ford over at Bates College.
Yeah.
And he's one heck of a shooter.
Yeah. Moves up by 1. Cummings got it inside and finish. To Rogers. Rogers got, I think he got gronked there, didn't he, a little bit? He got pulled. It looked like Gronk in the end zone the other night. I mean, looked like maybe his arm got hooked a little bit, but these officials must feel like they're the back judge in a football game sometimes. Cummings, nice dish underneath.
Just great ball movement by Central Maine there.
And an equally nice finish on the other side by Welch. Up and down we go. Colbert is going to get it off to Cummings, going to lip it. Get a second one at home. The left-handed put up and down by Cummings. Cummings has had a big half. Rogers. McGuire's down there like a scarecrow. Goes. And they call player control.
I got to disagree there with Doug Burton. Your feet have got to be set and planted. And the defender can't slide in before the offensive player has to make a move and then fall over.
Yeah, we saw the replay. When we say replay, we're monitoring the feed out to live stream that you folks at home are seeing live. There's about a 20-second delay, so we can go back and we can watch some stuff. We'll get the stats at halftime, but Cummings is going to be the high scorer here for the Mustangs. 62-57. Big possession here. Doesn't go. Tipped. No. Colbert's got it. Chesley's got a 3 lined up. Didn't go. And 3 seconds left. Let's see. Red basketball. So it's been a little hectic and all that.
It was, but UMA had a couple of good looks at the basket there with the last 10 seconds or so.
At the buzzer wouldn't go. An exciting half of basketball. We'll give you the score. 62 for the Mustangs, 57 for the Moose. We'll take a break. We'll be back with a couple of the ladies from the UMA women's team when we come back at halftime next.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
I was stagnating in my job. I wanted to study computer science. I looked at other programs, both online and in the state. UMA was very affordable, fit my budget, fit my schedule. It's really geared towards a working person. The support was just amazing. I once emailed a professor on a Saturday night and she called me back on a Sunday morning. That's UMA. I found what I really wanted for a career. I never would have done it without UMA. I am a very happy geek.
Think about going to college after high school. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I worked for a marine construction company, long hours away from home. I just wasn't working with raising my son. UMA offered what I needed. Great professors, a terrific price, and a learning center close to my home. I even played on UMA's basketball team. When I graduated, I got a job right away as a medical lab technician. UMA really helped me achieve my goals in life and in my career. I love UMA. I'm really proud, and so.
Well, we're back for halftime. Rob Munzing will have Jamie Plummer and a fellow UMA teammate that he'll interview and go over a little bit of the transition of coming to UMA and what they have done here for the first part of the season here.
Well, we welcome you to halftime here, and we have a couple of the women from the UMaine Moose women's team. You saw them earlier tonight. Good first half, ladies. This is Jamie Plummer, Jamie, Richmond, Maine native, and we have somebody that wants to give a shout-out. Courtney Jinks is Jix.
Yep, Jix.
Jix is wanting to give a shout-out to your hometown, huh, Courtney?
Yeah, hey, Lake Charles. Hey, all my brothers and my parents, Bob and Britta. Hey, y'all.
Well, Courtney's up here in Maine doing a great job. How do you like Maine so far, Courtney?
It's cold.
Jamie, come in here. Jamie, has it been cold?
Not yet.
Not yet. You got some more work to do, kid, before it gets really cold, let me tell you. So, Courtney, what brought you up here to UMA?
A bunch of different things. You know, basketball is great. They have a lot of great opportunities academically, and it's cheap. I don't know, everything.
Well, that's, a long ways from home. I have a nephew who lives in Lafayette, Louisiana. How close is Lafayette to where you are?
Like an hour.
Yeah.
Yep.
And in Maine, that would be like we would think nothing of traveling an hour in Maine, right? Let me talk to Jamie a minute. Jamie showed up here at UMA and been a good fit so far for you?
Yeah, definitely. It's really starting to just work out well, and I'm really enjoying basketball, so that's a plus.
Well, Jamie, you played a lot of times on this floor here. You can tell Courtney that it's a hard place to come in and shoot when you haven't been used to it, and you don't practice here.
No, we don't. We practice at the Armory, but I just walked in here with a huge smile on my face, and I'm like, I feel like it's Christmas, because I just love playing here so much. Like, it's the best place ever.
Well, Courtney, as you come up here, tell us a little bit about your basketball background back home in Louisiana.
We had a really good team. We turned our program around our junior year, and we went to the playoffs for the first time. My senior year, we were pretty good. I got defensive MVP, and I was captain of our team that year. And we go to school with a lot of kids. We're in the highest division in our school, so it was an honor to play at Barb in Lake Charles.
Well, a good first half, Jamie. It was 40-38, and it looks like they wore you down a little bit in the second half.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this was our fourth game in 5 days, so all our legs, and it was tough to play that last 20 minutes, but I think definitely when we play them again, it's going to be a whole different game because we absolutely know we can stick with them.
So, now, Courtney, have you learned to speak Maine yet? Have you been practicing? All right, give me some Maine.
Wicked.
Wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Jeezum Crow.
Jeezum Crow.
She's getting it. She's getting it. You learn.
Y'all out of you?
A y'all?
Y'all?
Y'all bet. Thanks, ladies. We'll be back for more halftime after this.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
We welcome you back here to the Augusta Civic Center as you see the time ticking down, and teams have reversed ends. If you're just joining us, we've had a good first half of play. You see the score 62-57. Central Maine Community College up top. They're in red. Loose with the basketball, first possession here of the second half in white. They're moving right to left. Rogers dumped it into Chesley, but it got loose and still loose and off red. So it'll stay Moose basketball.
Yeah, and I think, Rob, right now, this is a pivotal time for UMA to come out and kind of establish a good offensive possession. They need to pick it up defensively. I think there's been an awful lot of scoring. I mean, right now we're looking at a very high-scoring game at 62-57 at almost just coming out of the halfway point. So you're looking at 24 points from one side. So that would be staggering to see a number like that.
But that's one of the neat things about this league. You know, they get up and down the court. I mean, if you've been watching us, we've never said we're down to 4 on the shot clock. I mean, I haven't mentioned either game. One shot clock. I haven't even looked at the shot clock because there's been no need to.
And I was just thinking the same thing. I just noticed the shot clocks right now after you just talked about them, and you're right. I never look at them because the ball it's getting up and down. The possessions or shots per possession are probably about 1.25 or something like that. So the ball's been moving quite a bit.
Skipped in underneath Cummings. He's left-handed, and he's been slick all night long with that left-handed put-up.
Yeah, and that really throws defenders off when you got to start playing somebody defensively. You tend to go to their right hand because most people are right-handed, so you start to play that down hand for him. You have to make that adjustment. I think that you'll see that in the second half too. I don't think he'll have such a good half as he did in the first.
He does a lot of things out there from this Cummings. Pop outside, another 3-ball that time. That was Jesse Smith. I think he's got 4 threes.
He does, and he's just got such a nice touch to the basket. You can see that ball is a little bit off, but because of the nice soft touch that he has, it trickles down and in.
And underneath, fought for. Let's see. Did it go off McGuire? No, they're going to say it's off red. So that went off Jalen Lincoln. Jalen played his basketball. He's from Damascotta, so he'd been at Lincoln Academy. Out high. Chesley's going to pop. Rems, no. Whoop. Ellie got away with a foul there. Pulled his arms back. Ahead of the packet. Smith, here he comes. Jesse. Yesy.
Oh, and the foul.
And the foul.
Woo.
What a play by Jesse Smith.
You could see him lining it up from the foul line that you think he was going to go ahead and wham it home. Now, this is a different element that we have not seen from UMA basketball men's, is that finish factor. When somebody can go up, you saw Rogers earlier in the first half go up two-handed and slam it down, and then you had Jesse Smith here line it up from about the foul line, get fouled and still wham it.
Missed a free throw, could have tied the game, 64-63. Whoa. Got no idea. Clock?
Don't think we had a start on the clock. The shot clock's still reading at 35, and they've had the ball. So we know the fire.
So they'll get that Alcludia right on it. So one of the officials, I don't know enough about officiating. All I know enough is to criticize them. But one of those officials must be on clock started, right? One of the officials in a 3-person crew. We know all these guys, Alcludia, Doug Burden, and all the. I'm going to ask them that sometime. They'll think I'm smart if I ask them that. But one of them must have to look up and make sure the clock starts. Warren Newton's down there. I think, Nate, I'm looking down here on the. I can see the corner to our left. The shot clock to our left is not functioning.
Oh.
It's off.
Check the power source.
So I don't. It's our fault. we're the ones who started to mention the shot clock just a couple of minutes. There'd been nothing going on with the shot clock until the Munzing media crew mentioned it. As soon as we mentioned shot clock, the clock said, we said they weren't using them anyway, so I think the clock heard us and went off. I don't know, maybe somebody tripped on the wire. Warren's on it. Look at Warren Newton down there. If Brittany goes,
there it is. He found it.
Brittany went to the left. Now this is what an athletic director has to do. Now Warren wears about 27 hats over there as athletic director, assistant coach,
electrician. Well, that was an easy fix right there.
It surely was. When all else fails, setting a connection. That was off too hard that time for Lincoln. It's loose. Who's got it? Banged up and down. There's some board banging going on there in the finish that time. Bivinghouse. His first hoop of the game. Smith rims it in and out. The tip! Oh, boy, what a tip there by Chesley. Pretty tip. Bivinghouse, he's come in and made his presence felt. Colton Bivinghouse.
Jesse Smith didn't realize he was on the other side of the half court line. That was the most nonchalant backcourt I've ever seen.
Yeah, I know. You get a big smile on his face. Sometimes things happen. Left-handed up and down for Carrington Miller. Valley High School grad, now a steal. And the dish. Cummings.
Oh,
no.
Great block.
That was a beautiful block by Rogers. It's getting a little ragged here. Rogers got it now. He's got numbers. Smith is open the corner, see if they get it to him. He's lined up. Now he's going to take it in. Ooh, hope he's all right. He went down funny. Get up there, Jesse. Good.
Oh, great.
Behind the back pass. Nice finish. Nice finish by Carrington Miller. We're going to get a timeout here. 72-65. We'll take the timeout. We'll be back. Entertaining game. Stay with us. We're back after this.
I didn't really think about going to college after high school. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I worked for a marine construction company, long hours away from home. I just wasn't working with raising my son. UMA offered what I needed. Great professors, a terrific price, and a learning center close to my home. I even played on UMA's basketball team. When I graduated, I got a job right away as a medical lab technician. UMA really helped me achieve my goals in life and in my career. I love UMA. I'm really proud, and so is my son.
Full timeout called by UMA's Coach Ford. Been an entertaining game. Hope you're enjoying this one here from the Augusta Civic Center, Munzing Media. 17-14 left, 72-65. Had all the hallmark of a high-scoring tilt and lived up to it. We wondered if the depth of Central Maine Community College would wear down the UMA short bench, but boy, I got to tell you, these UMA kids, they're gritty, tough kids. You know, nobody's worried about playing time here because, boy, they're getting a lot of it. Conya's dribbled into trouble, but he's feisty as all get out. Fights hard, and then finally a foul call, I believe.
Yeah, Cummings on the foul there, going after the ball. Well, Central Maine switching up their defensive set and coming into a half-court trap. So UMA's just got to be careful and not just to automatically go ahead and start dribbling down into that because it's so inviting that's one thing you want to do.
Let's see what the call is. Going to call block. Carrington Miller, the freshman. We saw him play a primo role in the tournament that we covered last year at this Augusta Civic Center for his Valley High School team. A freshman. Didn't play much in the first half, but he's been contributing here in the second half. 6'3". He's got 4 points in the second half, make it 5. I don't think he scored in the first half. Got them both. 6 points here. Second half. So crucial possession here, and here's that half court. They get into Alley. Back over to Rogers, who pops. No, Alley underneath, banging. Comes off. Medina got it. Medina, tricky steal. Rogers got it off. They're in trouble. Rogers controls smartly. Little offense by accident right there. And what do we got? Oh, we got one of the officials down. I hope he's okay. Didn't see what happened. Got run into. I watched the replay as it came up on the delay. I think I hope everything's all right there with those guys. Those guys, sometimes they get tangled up with the players. I think that's exactly what happened. So we're going to get a little timeout, give them a little time. Pop outside, no. Wouldn't get down for Chesley. And a nice strong finish.
Ball number 32, DeSante Welsh, his first, team second.
That is the pause was I was hoping to catch a PA announcer because we don't have a 23 on our roster. I was hoping they would give credit to whoever made that play. Nice 3-point play, but I was hoping the PA announcer would say who it was so I could relay that as well. But they seem not to know either, Nate. There was no who made the basket or who made the free throw. Foul underneath.
Good job by UMA there. Go ahead, rotate the ball to the far corner, and you're going to open up passing lanes to get some flow action down into the basket. Nice job there. Again, I think it was Smith who made that pass underneath.
(77-66). Crucial time in this 16 minutes. UMA's got to be careful that doesn't get out of hand. Chesley tried to knock it off the.
Yeah, this is the time they got to bear down on defense and get some stops.
Josh Thomas comes back out high. Thomas prevented the backcourt violation. Colbert. Thomas into traffic, and there's a defensive stop. Smith. And nice finish. Went in the left side, used the glass. Jesse Smith. Colbert. And now the back-to-back stops. There you go. Smith is ahead of the pack, but they can't get it to him. 3-pop wouldn't go. Nobody underneath the rebound for the Moose. McGuire's going to get called on the foul there. See what that does for him. 3 team fouls. Fourth foul on McGuire, and a tough one. Garrett Alley's got to come in for McGuire here with 15:25 left. That was a tough one to take after the rebound had been secured by the Mustangs. Commit that one. Comes out high. Colbert. Underneath, wouldn't get down for Hill. Bodies go a-banging a little bit.
I got to look up the offensive foul rule and how it's worded. I think the foul, they've called the foul on Rogers. Okay. He must have reached in, I guess.
Must have been a reach-in foul. That's his third. Team fourth. Both teams at 4. Samito gets the first one. Second one out. Smith. Chesley. Comes to trap. It's going out of bounds.
Yeah, that is funny spin on. I thought it got deflected.
And it did. Tough place to pull your dribble. Counting in a block. Smito going to go to Ron.
Yeah, UMA's got to get the outlet guy to the far side. If they're going to inbound the ball to our near side here, they've got to have someone to be able to be an outlet to the far side so they can rotate the ball over and get that trap to rotate to the ball and open up lanes.
Well, you mentioned the change in defensive philosophy the Mustangs came up with, going to the half-court trap, and it's been very effective. Knocked away again. Pina going to get a foul.
And again, I think what they'll do is they'll look back at this game film and they'll see it's not a parallel pass. It's got to be one at an angle. As a defense, you're looking for that because you know that's where the potential outlet will be. So you kind of you'll overplay that, looking for the steal.
Yeah, the key man on the trap, when you get a good trap, and it's the identification of the potential passing lane, and the next man goes to that passing lane, and that's where you get your steal. 8-2-68. Moose need to put a run together here.
Garrett's got to extend up towards the ball there. He can't stay down at the foul line because it's playing right into the trap. The trap's extended out, so he's got to extend himself out beyond the three-pointer there, go collect the ball, and then turn and pass.
Little muscle tussle underneath. Finished by Pena. Smith all the way back out. Rogers had a three. Welch will take the three and hit it. Well, they needed that. Stop the bleeding a little bit. 84-71. Tipped away, and it's going to stay Red basketball.
And here's the big advantage that CMCC has here. They're going to do a complete line change and bring in 5 pairs of fresh legs to go ahead and run around and play defense now on what seems to be probably worn-out legs of UMA. I mean, we interviewed Jamie Plummer, you did, Rob, at the half, and she said this is her 5th game in 4 days.
Yeah, 5 games in 4 days.
That's a lot of work in 5-day period.
Probably 4 games in 5 days.
4 games
in 5 days. I don't think they had a doubleheader.
So I'm assuming
that we're not that good at math
men
up here.
Probably have that as well.
Yeah, we got to get in. Nate and I got to pick up a course at UMA here and some math skills. Okay, so we'll be back. 13:50 left after this.
Stagnating in my job. I wanted to study computer science. I looked at other programs both online and in the state. UMA was very affordable, fit my budget, fit my schedule. It's really geared towards a working person. The support was just amazing. I once emailed a professor on a Saturday night and she called me back on a Sunday morning. That's UMA. I found what I really wanted for a career. I never would have done it without UMA. I am very happy to be.
Back here at the Augusta Civic Center, Rob Muncie, Nate Muncie. Brittany Bourgeois doing our camera for us. 3-person crew, tag team at times, bringing you this game. Sneak away for Smith and a Duncanstein.
Basket by number 3, Jesse Smith.
And right back in his face, Medina does it. Welch looking for help. Chesley's got it. Baseline. Drives. No. Got it back. Yes. Almost a little carry there by Medina. Not quite. Harrington got it off in a dipsy-do, but not home by Cummings.
Yeah, Carrington Miller, we like you said earlier, we've covered him as a high school basketball player in the state of Maine. He's just a smart player. They're drawing the defender out, opening up Cummings down the baseline, and Cummings getting a good look at the basket.
Rolls out. Cummings, as we said, he's a freshman. 6'5", bigger than you think. Out of Warwick, Rhode Island. Long arms. That helps. helps him defensively. He's into a lot of plays too. Yeah, that's a travel. Just a little shuffle by Welch.
Yeah, I think Welch has just got to do a little bit better job of when he receives the pass to look to pass sooner. I think he's taken a little bit more or too much time after initially receiving the pass, and it's making the defense. It's an easy job for him just to go ahead and get up on him and make him make some tough decisions.
Welch feeds over to Smith. Smith dribble and pop and good.
Passing by number 3, Jesse Smith.
Jesse Smith. Really solid night for Jesse.
Yeah, he's had a heck of a game.
Truly has. Other Troy, New York. Chesley got a piece of the ball and got it back again. Smith is in the corner. They'll come right out on him because he's been so effective. Welch. Rogers on the baseline looking for help. Get it back out. They tried to feed in at Chesley and not able to get through. Now it's loose again. Rogers got it. Bumps. Comes out of it. Trailer, McGuire. That ball got tipped because otherwise it was the worst shot in the history of basketball. So you could tell that one got tipped. We didn't see the tip, but boy, you were sure it was.
You saw his arm go up. There was no ball following it.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden it popped up.
Yep, that was a funny look. Because that's the way the kid shoots right there.
Yeah, they got to get him down to the baseline.
Yeah.
Down the corner.
Been effective. Chesley does that time after time after time. He is a great offensive style of rebounder, and that's usually got to do with, wanting to get one and hard. He really snuck in there. You're not supposed to be able to do that. Well, Cummings is a really smooth player.
In Central Maine, they just do such a good job of, after a little momentum shift, to have a great offensive possession, make it an easy bucket is what they've been doing.
Here again. You set that one up perfectly. Medina illustrated our Nate Munsing's point perfectly. Rogers got tipped from behind, but it came back out. Smith wouldn't go. Rebound. Sneak away. Lincoln. Got it over to Miller. Miller put it up and got...
Called the travel.
They called the travel. Must have changed his pivot feet, Nate. That's all we can see.
He's probably bracing himself for being hit down there on the baseline.
Yeah.
I think it was just probably one too many passes on that possession. They had easy lay-in from this near side to us.
It's a 10-point lead, 90-80. We still got almost half to play. We'll be one of those 120 to 118 games maybe by the time we finish, huh? Well, that's got to be a travel, too. You can't get there from here without shoveling your feet a little bit. Shuffling your feet. Don't shovel them, you shuffle them. Ball comes right side. Lincoln lost it. Had the pack. This is Rogers. All the way comes over. That was in the air too long. Now we go the other way. There's Miller. He'll lay it in. Chesley's looking for help. He's got 16 people on him. Nobody came to help. Dunk. Cummings. We're going to get a timeout. Jim Ford with the call. 14-point lead now. We're back. We'll finish this one up after this.
I didn't really think about going to college after high school. I didn't really know what I was going to do. I worked for a marine construction company. Long hours away from home. I just wasn't working with raising my son. UMA offered what I needed. Great professors, a terrific price, and a learning center close to my home. I even played on UMA's basketball team. When I graduated, I got a job right away as a medical lab technician. UMA really helped me achieve my goals in life and in my career. I love UMA. I'm really proud, and so is my son. I didn't really...
Junior Trojan Football and Cheering would like to thank Maine Athletic Fundraising for allowing us to build this beautiful facility. We raised $18,000 in our first year with Maine Athletic Fundraising, $28,000 last year, and we hope to top that again this year.
We welcome you back here, the Augusta Civic Center. Rob Munson, Nate Munson, on the call of this one. It's been an entertaining, high-scoring affair, as you would expect. It's one of the things we like about this league so much is, boy, they get up and down the floor. Nobody had anything to say about the shot clock, and we mentioned it and went out. So, she only mentioned the shot clock in this game, that's for sure. Body's flailing.
Yeah, UMA's got to stay out of the corner with this press. I mean, that's exactly what it's designed to do, is put the ball in the corner and get two people on you for you to make a bad decision. I always like going right to the middle. See how they made the adjustment here? Coach Ford's putting Rogers right in the middle. There it is.
And then that gives you sometimes at least a 3-on-3, sometimes a 3-on-2. You know, you can turn one way, draw that defender over, and then come back to the weak side. Sometimes you get a nice baseline cut to get a lay-in.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Rogers is in that position because it's a crucial one. It's either he's got the ability, he can shoot, turn and shoot. He can pass off it. Just he's got the triple threat where he can take the ball to the hole too. So, and he's definitely a scorer. So you want him touching the ball on every, as many offensive possessions as you possibly can get out of him.
Got Rogers 6'5". Nice touch from the corner that time, up and down. McGuire. But look at how fast, you mentioned it, Nate, the transition, how quickly they come down. That was Sean Hill on the finish. Rogers pops. No. Comes back outside to Smith. Chesley. Rogers thought about it, but he got attacked, so now he's going to swing it right side. McGuire is going to pop that little baseline. That is his sweet spot. And we keep trading baskets back and forth. Hill has been very effective here tonight. Sean Hill. It's out of Providence, just a freshman. Then we're going to get a foul in the action. Baseline. Pena put it in. Nope, they're going to call the foul. I'm sorry. I thought they pointed the baseline.
We're seeing a lot of good stuff from UMA. I think at this time last year, this team on the court is probably better.
Yeah, they played a tough schedule so far. That's one of the things that Keith Chesley told us when we talked to the boys at halftime of the girls' game. That's something we'll try to do. We like to do that feature. Got a kick out of Courtney Chicks. She was quite a character. Saying hi to everybody down Louisiana, Lake Charles, Louisiana. Courtney's family. If you missed it, I was trying to teach her how to talk Maine, so worked on her a little bit there, so we'd get a few more sayings for her. I got a kick out of it. She thought it had been cold, so when I turned right to Jamie Plum, I said, Jamie, how's it been lately? She goes, oh, it's been beautiful. It's nice and warm. I think Courtney's going to have a day of reckoning here about the first time she gets up in the morning, goes to class for an 8 o'clock class, and it's like 13 below zero.
We haven't had any snow yet, though.
No snow.
Not yet.
That's okay. Well, we've been busy covering the fall sports season in a multitude of ways, and championship football weekend this weekend here in the state of Maine, if you're watching from out of state. We're not involved in that. We've got our work done. We will do a Thanksgiving Day game down at Fitzpatrick Stadium. And we'll be here for a lot of these games, and we're looking forward to it, particularly if they're as entertaining as tonight's games have been. Just a little bit too much depth here by the Mustangs, and they keep guys off the bench that could get it done defensively, keep the pressure on. Just a little bit set of fresh legs. Medina goes and travels. Chesley stepped in. Yeah, I don't think Keith Chesley fears anything. You know, he stepped in front of an 18-wheeler coming down 95. get 1-on-1.
There's that hand check we were
Yeah,
discussing
right.
a little bit.
Yep.
They really needed to kind of try and exploit that a little bit. I think earlier on in the game, if the point guards had the ability to go ahead and dribble probably a little bit more and get a couple hand check fouls, it would have loosened things up.
So 8 minutes left in this, and already over the century mark here for the Mustangs of Central Maine Community College. These teams playing the Yankee Small College Conference. This is Cummings. He's been acrobatic tonight.
This will be interesting here because you see that the offensive set for Central Maine is changed in a way that they're trying to eat up more clock, which makes sense. They have not a substantial lead, but they do have a lead right now. You want to try and eat up as much of the shot clock as you can, but I don't know how well they'll do with this because that's really not their game. Their game is to just go ahead full speed, move the ball around, and get a shot off within the first 12 to 15 seconds of the shot clock, it seems. So it'll be interesting to see here how the offensive set goes for them in the next 7 minutes and 46 seconds.
McGuire. The drive ball goes out of bounds. Let's see, got tipped off, Fred. Just going to go check and see the scores that the Mustangs have put up so far this year in men's basketball. We'll get that up and talk to you in a minute about it. Almost a sneak attack. Smith has been good tonight. Does a little bit of everything there. Hustling on Medina. Pass tipped away, and Rogers couldn't quite get it.
Yeah, just took his eyes off for a second.
Lincoln got it back in the corner. Cummings got it up. Rogers now. Conyers goes north and south and get called on the foul. So the Mustangs have scored 93 in a win, 80, 104 in a win, 69 in a win, 84, 109 over Unity, 78 in a loss, an exhibition game, 76, 92, 108 against St. Joe's. They beat St. Joe's of Vermont 108 to 104.
Oh, wow, close game.
Tipped around. A battle for the rebound. Typically you're at the 88-point mark where the Moose are right now with 6 minutes left in the game, and you're probably sailing along in pretty good shape.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the score of the UMA Moose, I mean, this is pretty impressive. I don't know what they held other teams to in terms of scoring, but it looks like UMA will be up there as well, which is really indicative of CMCC's style of play, where it is just go, go, go. They don't care if you score because even on the offensive or their defensive side, they get the ball back to their offensive set so quickly that sometimes it ends up being a fast break opportunity for them.
That was Elliott Sibley in the game. The dish and off and home. Welch. through traffic and now loose and now ahead. Colbert puts it. What a finish! Acrobatic finish, Carrington Miller. Well, Miller's come on in the second half and had himself a solid second half.
Yeah, he's a really good athlete.
Good body control on that one to be able to finish that. Not that easy to do. Mind you, be here Tuesday night. Join us. 6 o'clock tip-off, women's game. Southern Maine Community College will take the trek northward. Men's game at 8. That's good for me, Nate, a Tuesday night game. I have next day off from school, so that's good. I have school next Wednesday. Doug Burden doing a little preventive officiating here. Not sure what he's saying. Maybe there was a little verbiage going on. Pop from the foul line, didn't get down for Colbert.
I'm curious as to what the UMA scores have looked like the last couple of games that they've had. Maybe we can get those up.
First one's good. Well, this is the highest scoring game so far for UMA. Previous highest score, they scored 82 in a win over Unity. 82-66. That was their previous game coming into. Oh, wait a minute. That look at last year's. See if we can get to this year's. There we go. That looks better. Yeah, this will be the highest scoring game. They've been giving up some points. They gave up 117 to 112 in losses. And out of bounds it goes.
Well, yeah, moving forward, UMA, that'll definitely be a point of emphasis, is going to be playing better defense. And part of those high scores, I guarantee it's just because of the depth. Playing defense takes a lot of energy. Playing it well takes even more energy. And you can see that what they've been trying to do is save their legs a little bit on defense,
right.
Playing those zone. And you can't do much other than try and play a really tough zone to try and keep some legs.
Come a little showtime here for Central Maine. Samito. Or just pops outside, doesn't go. Now we get a hold. And behind the play.
Foul number 30, Keith Chesley, his second.
Second foul on Chesley. Pretty good discipline by Keith here to only have 2 fouls. He's played basically the whole game, Nate.
Yeah, I mean, they all have.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, yep.
Coach Ford's done a good job of rotating, keeping the rotation going and trying.
Yeah, they were
to
playing
keep
six guys. Sibley in the game now. Elliot Sibley, the sophomore out of Ipswich. Ipswich Tiger. The Tigers. Did you know that, Nate? Down
I
in
didn't
Ipswich?
know.
Yep, Ipswich Tigers. They get ahead to Ches. He comes, barrels through, ball goes loose. That's got to be something that's not legal.
Yeah, you can't go to a jump step into
Yeah.
a spin.
Yeah, yeah.
At that point, there is no foot planted on the ground.
Yeah, unless you're going off the high diving board. It's one of those things in the Olympics.
Basket number 3, Jesse Smith.
Jesse Smith. Jesse's had a really good game. He's called on to do a lot. These UMA kids, they play hard, that's for sure. Sib goes and home.
Basket number 25, Elliott Sibley.
So Elliott's on the scoring board. And tipped up and down. I don't know who got the tip in there. We'll have to wait for the call. I think it was maybe Medina. Yeah, Medina got the call.
Number 13, Josh Thomas, his 4th.
So the foul's on Thomas. 3:31 left. Second one, front rims. Keith's down, got it loose, came right back to him. I got a foul for jumping on him. The ball was hanging right out there. Medina said, I'm sorry, that was Cummings.
Foul number 1, Cosby Cummings, his 2nd.
You know, Cummings has played a lot of basketball here tonight too, and he's got 2 fouls, so. You know, I don't think most of the teams in this league make any bones about it. They're out there to run and gun and get the ball up and down the floor, which is an exciting brand of basketball. And I think a lot of folks, kind of like that. You'll pull it back outside. Cummings all the way across. Iron, no. Rebound, yes. Ahead it goes. That was Welch with it. He got knocked away. Sante Welch. Remember, as soon as this game is over, the replay will be available. We got a lot of views on replays, Nate, from our fall football season. The games that we did, we end up doing about 16 games up there, Nate, or something like that?
Yep.
We've had close to 25,000 views of those 16 games. So we leave these up, and there's never any charge. Munson Media will never charge you to watch one of our archives. Elliott Sibley.
He's right home at number 25, Elliott Sibley.
This is Medina back outside. They're swinging around. Thomas had it. Came back outside. We're going to get a timeout. So we get a timeout. We'll take our timeout, and we'll come back with you and rejoin you for the finish of this one.
Junior Trojan Football and Cheering would like to thank Maine Athletic Fundraising for allowing us to build this beautiful facility. We raised $18,000 in our first year with Maine Athletic Fundraising, $28,000 last year, and we hope to top that again this year.
.224 left here. Rob Munson, Nate Munson, and Brittany Bourgeois finishing up here from the Augusta Civic Center. As we said, we'll be back here Tuesday night. Join us, please. It'll be a 6 o'clock tip-off. Women's game first, followed by the men's game. Southern Maine Community College. Motor and Northwood. They'll take the Augusta exit. 112. Be right here at the Augusta Civic Center. And they also play a very upbeat brand of basketball. Coach Gagne's got some other guys in. It's hard for Coach Ford to do that. But Elliot Sibley's played a lot in the second half of this second half. Got 4 points, does Elliot. Nice feed underneath. Carrington Miller again. Rogers. Nice sweet shot.
See, this is the part in which not having people to come out with fresh legs and, you know, and attack the ball and be out there. And, that's where it's really going to hurt. You can see it happening right now. They can just pass the ball around, no problem.
Well, what happens is you get heavy legs. You're right, Nate. They played a lot of basketball in the last few days, and that's what happens. The schedule for these teams get front end loaded before the break in December. And we've seen things change. You never know. They could, at the start of the semester, we've seen rosters change a little bit. Teams that we saw last year. So we'll see how things go. That these kids, I'm impressed with how hard UMA plays, and it was just a case of getting worn down by a deeper Central Maine Mustang team.
It really was. And like I said before, and reiterate the fact that I think this year's team at this point, this year is better than last year's. There's a few, actually there's a lot of new faces, and those contributions that they're going to make, as in Jesse Smith and Rogers out there. I mean, they're going to be in some ball games, and they're going to be competitive in this league.
Caleb McGuire's a terrific addition as a freshman. Played very well here tonight, and you always know what you're going to get out of Keith Chesley. He just plays really, really hard. So, depth. You have to. As I said earlier, you can only cook with what's in the cabinet, and that's what they'll have to do. I mean, typically you score 110 points. You're saying, "Hey, that was a great win we had. We scored 110 points." But this is a high-powered Central Maine Community Mustang team.
Yeah, they're a solid 10 guys.
Yeah, they surely are. Pop way downtown by Welch, didn't go. So we'll see you back here as we finish this one up. We'll be back Tuesday night. Another in-state rival game. Chesley will finish with a basket, and that will make the final score 126-112. Well, for Nate and for Brittany, Rob Munsing, all of us at Munsing Media wish you a very good night, and we will see you Tuesday night here from the Augusta Civic Center for our next game. Good night, everybody.